Stephen, I believe the SEC expansion talk with Texas and Oklahoma, I believe that story broke either the day Alabama was in Birmingham or the day after. Do you remember when that story broke?
It broke the day that Alabama was in the Hyatt Regency at the Winfrey Hotel in Birmingham. It broke that day, that Wednesday. And it was just a frenzy because you didn't quite see just off the top that the two founding schools of the Big 12, when you discuss Texas and Oklahoma, would break away from the conference. But it was made known that Wednesday, and since then it's become a nonstop, a continuous conversation. Now, of course, the SEC unanimously has welcomed in both schools, with all schools voting to bring both programs in. Now there'll be the ruling was made to have them in July of 2025, but both schools were able to pay back or give or come off or give up the $80 million each, which is $160 million total of the contractual Big 12 revenue. Then both schools could be in the SEC as early as 2022. But what makes this intriguing here, Mark, is just Texas. If Steve Sarkisian hits as the head coach for the Longhorns, and in the SEC where you are directly head to head against Coach Saban, not just in recruiting but also on the field, this magnifies that matchup because people are just waiting to see, who is the former assistant coach of Alabama that can take down Nick Saban? Who is that guy? People have looked at Kirby Smart. People have looked at Jimbo Fisher. People have looked at just different names. But if Sarkisian becomes highly successful in Texas, then the question becomes: is Sark the one that could actually put some fire there to Coach Saban? So it's going to be very interesting to see, do both programs, Texas and Oklahoma, come off $80 million each to join the conference as early as 2022, or do they wait the whole process out, let the grant of rights expire in 2025, and then come over in July of that year?
Yeah, Jimbo hasn't been close. Kirby Smart obviously had Saban on the ropes twice. But just considering that you've had a few opportunities to interact with the players, and then, as you mentioned, over the weekend with the coaches, I'm sure that this expansion talk is the furthest thing away from their immediate situation, of course. But whether it is going back all the way to SEC Media Days or through your interactions over the weekend, has anyone said anything about expansion?
No one has said anything about expansion. People are still talking about the name, image, likeness deal. And, of course, when Bryce Young was near $1 million in terms of NIL endorsements, that kind of raised a lot of interest, a lot of conversation. Of course, Nick Saban got in front of the story at Media Days and talked about how, even with this happening and how much of an unprecedented moment that this is, it has not seemed to derail or deter that young man's focus in trying to lead this team to a national championship. Bryce Young trying to become the fifth first-year starting quarterback, joining Greg McElroy, A.J. McCarron, Jacob Coker, and Mac Jones to take this team and win a national championship with it. The teammates around him, they see him as somebody that's laser-focused, that's on one job, one goal, and one responsibility, which is leading this team. And other guys have gotten NIL deals. It's the same thing. So people have spoken more on name, image, likeness in the expansion, but the players of Alabama, you could just tell from talking to them, from looking at them, Mark, that both things are the furthest things from their mind, that they're focused on how do we get to our goal this season, which is returning to the college football playoff and helping Coach Saban get that 8th title in his coaching tenure.
Well, you've got the call-in show. You've got other interaction with SEC fans. How receptive are they to Oklahoma and Texas?
They're very receptive. I mean, we had a couple of Texas fans call the show. They're excited. They're pumped up. They've been asking about Steve Sarkisian and what could be expected. They've been asking about, two former Alabama players that are now at Texas, Ben Davis, the linebacker, Keegan Robinson, the running back, and what could they bring to the table. So, a lot of fans really excited to see what Texas, what Oklahoma can bring. The big question becomes, will it be, will they keep the same SEC East and SEC West and make it 8-8, or will we take an NFL format and split it up into, four different areas: SEC North, South, East, and West. So I've kind of heard it from both sides of the coin there.
He is Stephen Smith, touchdownalabama.com. Please join him on his show as well. In my own words, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, right here on YouTube, 6 Central. Stephen, you always deliver. We appreciate you stopping by, sir.
Absolutely. You guys take care, Mark. Appreciate it.